What is good? What is going on, chat? We are live once again for another week of fantasy football. Ask me anything. All right. There's a lot of betting lines out. All the betting lines are out fresh for the weekend. We have fantasy football that is underway that a lot of people are needing help with. Shout out to everyone that tuned into the TikTok about an hour and a half ago. That stream was litty. That stream was mad lit. People was throwing out the donos, throwing out the gifts during that stream. Can't really do the same things on TikTok that we do over here on YouTube and Twitch. You dig what I'm saying? But I mean, people was throwing out the donos to get their questions answered and shit. It was a lit stream. It was a lit stream. Aiden, what's good? You're Mega Brick, what's good? How you doing, bro? Hey, man, I'm doing all right. No complaints. I could complain, but it ain't gonna do no good. You dig what I'm saying? We outside right now. We ain't outside. We inside. We in the studio. We at Rumboyz Studios, which technically, I mean, basically, if you in Rumboyz Studios, you might as well basically be outside because we always be lit over here on this network. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rumboyz and girls. What it do, Dilly. I love it. I appreciate all of you. Should I start Cooper Kupp this week? A 3-man league. If it's a 3-man league, you're more than likely okay with waiting a week to play Kupp and utilizing that week as a study week to see what he's going to be able to go out there and show and prove for fantasy football managers like yourself. 3-man league, I wouldn't worry too much. If you ever want to get into a 12-man, bro, get at me in the DMs, Jimmy. Get at me in the DMs, bro, and I can throw you into one of my leagues, for next season. Give us a follow, bro. Would love your support, man. But yeah, man, I think you can use this as a study week on what Cooper Kupp's really gonna be. Now, if you're in the 12-man, that situation may change a little bit. I'm from the bottom. You can get your door knocked. Woo! Don't like to top the cops, even if the roadblock. New millennium. Please don't penny pinch. How many 12-man cash leagues am I in? Four. Only one of them we're outside the playoffs right now. The other ones, all three of them, we're in the money. I'm in 17 leagues total. I forgot how many are for charity. And then some of them are just, with a bunch of analyst friends and shit. But no, my cash leagues, I'm in 4 cash leagues. My biggest cash leagues is for a big ass trophy about it's like the size of a little like a little person, like it's like the size of like 8-year-old. It's how big like the trophy is, and then the pot is like $3,000. Fun stat to start us off. Eagles pressure Daniel Jones 41% of the time, highest, almost 20% in their first game with Andrew Thomas. That is a fun fact. Can the Eagles defense sustain that pressure against Cincinnati? Really becomes a question when we talk about streaming defenses this week. The defenses I really want you guys streaming are Lions, Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo, Chargers, Broncos, Niners, Pittsburgh. Those are the main ones I really want you guys keyed up on. Like, I really want you guys focused on. Of course, Vikings. I think I already mentioned Green Bay. You dig what I'm saying? Jets. I want you guys playing the Jets. The ones that I'm worried about you playing Chicago and Washington. I'm worried about you playing New York and New England. I'm worried about you playing Atlanta or Tampa. I'm worried about Miami and Arizona. I'm worried about pretty much every other one but the obvious defenses to go out there and play. Start Lions. Start Lions all day, Mega Brick. I want everyone firing up the Lions defense against Tennessee. If you're able to grab the Lions defense, I don't even I can't fathom. You know what I mean? He's like, you just answered Lions. It is. You know I got you, G. You know I got you, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you checking on my mental health and shit. I appreciate that. Malik Neighbors' target per route run rate is 45%. QB not pressured 19% of the time. 90% of the time on QB pressures. That's a good thing. That's a good thing to acknowledge with the Giants. In all honesty, that is a really good thing to acknowledge about the Giants. That's also a testament to what the Giants' offensive line has been doing for Daniel Jones, and which is also a testament as to why Daniel Jones has. I don't want to use the word productive, but I'll say semi-productive in his role. So I like that you're bringing up those stats, Aiden. Those are definitely things to think about when we break down New York, Pittsburgh, Monday night. How is that going to look? That is sounding like, when I look at the schedule this week, I feel like there are going to be more fantasy football players, more fantasy football managers, like, those of us that are managing our teams that are going to be heading into Monday night facing a Monday night miracle. I do think that a lot of us are going to be facing Monday night miracles this week. The competition is just stacked up this week. You have a lot of defensive matchups. You have matchups where the defense is clearly going to win the game, i.e. the Broncos, but then you have some matchups where it's like, shit can get a little bit murky. When we talk Bears versus Commanders, when we talk, Commanders, if you're going to play the Commanders defense after their hot, last couple of outings, Commanders have been doing well against great offenses, but they've been doing well against offenses they should. So a lot happening in this week. There are a lot of different dynamics. Titans just lost Hopkins to the Chiefs. Yeah, Titans losing Hopkins, it means even more reason why I'm going to fire up Detroit's defense. I'm not starting Hopkins just because Hopkins is paired up with Mahomes now. I don't think that that's an automatic, I'm going to start this player. Hopkins should have been getting force-fed in that Tennessee offense to begin with, and that wasn't happening, and he wasn't productive to begin with. So I wonder, okay, just because you got a new quarterback and you got a better quarterback, a significantly better quarterback that should elevate you, how much that actually elevates you, I feel like it's a weight to be determined. Start Purdy or Goff. Why couldn't this be a super flex league so we could play both? I am going to answer this question directly, but I do want to state with a caveat before I answer it. If you are in a super flex where you can play both of these quarterbacks this weekend, I have a lineup where I'm in a super flex. I could play both of them. Do it. But when we're talking about starting either or, because of the matchup, you almost find yourself into the conversation of splitting hairs between the two. Purdy's going to rip apart Dallas. Dallas is going to be left with a huge gaping hole bigger than Meek Mill leading a fucking Diddy party. Okay? But Goff is going to be the answer here for tonight's episode, just given the fact that he is going up against Tennessee. So it's that much more of an easier of a decision. The only reason why you would play Purdy over Goff is if you're concerned with Detroit performing more so in the running game. Detroit's running game could easily demolish Tennessee, which makes it to where we're talking about a fraction of a point between the two of Purdy and Goff. Okay, maybe a point and a half between the two. I do think that Goff can outproduce Purdy, given the matchup, but I think this is a very good situation to be in. Matt, throwing them Rumboyz emojis, big ups. I wish I could get them emojis to pop up on the screen, though. Like, when I throw them up there, it'd be showing it like this. I wish we could, get more, StreamYard, fix that. StreamYard, give us the ability to show custom emojis. Hate it as an NFL fan, love it as a Hopkins fan. I don't think that we should be putting as much concern over Hopkins to the Kansas City Chiefs as we are with Amari Cooper to the Buffalo Bills, or Devontae Adams to the New York Jets, or Cooper Kupp wherever he may land. It sounded like it's possibly going to be Pittsburgh. It's really sounding like, with the information I just got about 45 minutes ago, that Cooper Kupp will potentially be ending up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. With that being said, and with that being stated, I don't think that we need to be as pressed about DeAndre Hopkins going to KC as much. Hopkins is still Hopkins. He's still out there running the routes. Like, I went back today and I just watched purely DeAndre Hopkins with Tennessee, and there's plenty of times where he's open. It's just he doesn't have a quarterback capable of getting him the ball. He is now with a quarterback that gets him the ball. It's still going to take some time to get acclimated. It's still definitely going to take some time to get acclimated. Levis is better at making memes than NFL plays, not Hopkins' fault. That I agree with, which is why I am taking this opportunity with DeAndre Hopkins to survey and fill it out. And I don't want to just overreact. I feel like that this is a trap that's set for fantasy managers to be able to overreact. This is a trap for bettors even to overreact. I mean, just for shits and giggles, I would go out there, take a look at D-Hop's, like, over on receiving yards, and maybe I play that. But I don't think that I'm going to be quickly overzealous to go and plug that in on the books, or plug Hopkins into a lineup. Wasteman Deep League, Crody pick 3, Lazard means DeMarcus. Give me the first two. Give me the first two, and I don't mean that as an indictment against DeMarcus. Or pick one. If I have to pick one, then it's going to be Lazard. If I have to pick one. Russell Cup would be fire, and I think that we're closer to that happening than not. I think that we're going to, the way that we probably treat that trade talk and that trade rumor is we're probably going to wake up to it happening. Kind of similar to what we dealt with, with the D-Hop news. We all woke up to D-Hop being, D-Hop was traded 3 hours before fucking 7 Mountain Time. So, like, he was traded at like 5 in the morning my time, We will respect Hopkins for eternity. I mean, Hopkins is definitely one of those boys. He's definitely one of those guys. Drop Juju for Jennings. I like it because D-Hop being in the fold, it sounds like they're going to make D-Hop the primary, or try to make D-Hop the primary. How that's going to work out is yet to be determined. Jennings is going to go off. That Cowboys secondary is soft. That Cowboys secondary is not it. I want nothing to do with Dallas defensively. Like, I'm even talking about IDP wise, right? Like, I want nothing to do with fucking Dallas, period. That spread being set at a 4-point spread right now, while we're talking on a Wednesday night, is so disrespectful. Dak can barely even average 17 points a game fantasy. Barely even average like I'll upgrade to like 19. Dak can barely average like 19 points a game fantasy wise. That running game is non-existent for Dallas. I would prefer it if you guys put your 49ers out there and you played your 49ers. So that means Juwan Jennings to the moon, especially with Ayuk being out, Debo coming back off pneumonia. It may take his body to, a little while to be fully acclimated. If you ever had pneumonia, the shit sucks. I'm firing up Juwan, bro. I'm firing up Juwan. Don't overreact now. Hopkins will play bad this week, then bye next week. And I think that that's what we're looking at, to be honest. Just because Hopkins getting traded yesterday, or getting traded in the middle of the morning yesterday, which technically got moved on a Wednesday, that gives you Thursday, Friday. Like, you don't have a whole lot of days to really get acclimated to an Andy Reid playbook. So that's why I'm underneath the impression that DeAndre Hopkins maybe isn't the one to go to right away. 1 second. I'm also like dealing with the family emergency right now too, so forgive me. Forgive me. Adams' value was at a high last week. Not everybody shipping his ass away after one game. No, I don't want anyone shipping away Devontae Adams. Because Adams now has had an extra week to get acclimated to the playbook. Also, Devontae Adams is playing against the New York Jets, so I think this is a perfect opportunity to go out there and play Adams and expect a big game from Devontae Adams. Now, if you were to ask me who to start between Adams and Amari Cooper, I think that because of Amari Cooper's technical abilities in regards to route running, allows him to be a more viable play, despite Adams going up against a weaker defense. Amari Cooper allows us the ability to be able to, you know what I mean? Go out there. He's a little bit more of a technical route runner. I feel like he's been getting into the playbook a little bit more and kind of understanding it, just what I'm picking up throughout media. He's a very cerebral guy anyways in regards to the wide receiver position. He can go out there and, play the position even without fully knowing the playbook. So I do think that Cooper is a little bit more beneficial than Adams, but I'm playing if I have Adams or Cooper and it's who I'm going to play Adams because of the matchup. But I am going to be aware that Cooper is probably going to go out there and go crazy. I got out the shower to the Diop news, fell to my knees. I'm dead, bro. I'm dead. Are we benching Marvin Harrison? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are benching Marvin Harrison Jr. When you have Keon Coleman at the wide receiver position outperforming you, at that point, then we have an issue. We have a problem. There should never be a universe where you're that high of a draft pick and you get out you get outscored on fantasy by Keon Coleman and Brian Thomas Jr. Duh. Don't know hype. Don't know hype. Let's go. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the wrong boys and girls. What it do, dilly dilly. Woo! Ah! Full PPR, start one. Judy, Pittman, or Juwan. I'm starting Juwan against that very porous Dallas defense. I am going Juwan Jennings against that very porous Dallas defense. Debo coming back off pneumonia. Ayuk being out. Ricky Pearsall still getting, accustomed to the playbook, the play calling, to Purdy. He's been there long enough to where he knows all the signals and shit, but still have to get that on the field chemistry down. I am going to be starting Juwan Jennings. I cannot trust a Colts wide receiver with Anthony Richardson. And I don't think that I should be underneath an indictment for that. I don't think that anyone can hold that against me. What has Anthony Richardson done for you lately? What has Anthony Richardson shown you lately as to why a Colts receiver is viable? If it was Joe Flacco, I'd be like, oh, fuck it. Like, let's run Pittman. But that's not the case. So I am going to go Juwan Jennings. We don't know what Winston is going to look like with this team. DTR out with the thumb injury, with the finger injury. Can't really hang on to a ball, so they're probably not going to really play him. It's hard to keep up with all these NBA games. And just throw on the scores, bro. Throw on the scores. It's early in the NBA season, but shout out to my Lakers for the win last night. I mean, I'm not too hype about it, but, Marv, Dobbs, or Jennings. The thing with the Packers is you don't know who's going to pop out and show. Sometimes you got to pop out and show, niggas. You don't really know what's going to happen. with the wide receiver core for Green Bay, because you could have anyone pop off and be wide receiver 1 that week for that team. It could be Dobbs 1 week. It could be Watson 1 week. It can be Reed for sure. It could definitely always be Reed. You know, I feel like Reed might be the most consistent option throughout there. I would personally play Jennings given out of those 3, Matt. But I don't mind if I were to rate them. If you want me to rank them, Jennings, Dobbs, Marv. And Dobbs is probably going to feast against Jacksonville, but Juwan is probably going to murk the Cowboys, bro. For real, for real. What up, Leafs? Mega brick. Mega brick. I'm not hating on Marv. I'm just keeping it real. I have to talk what the real life situation is. And the real life situation with Marvin Harrison Jr. is that they're not feeding him the ball. And he's not creating separation. He's not getting himself open. So why should I go out here and advocate for a player that's not going and getting the job done for you guys? My job is to make sure that you guys win cash. Make sure you guys win trophies. My job is not to advocate for a player that's underperforming. And I'm sorry to the player that I have to say that, but I got to keep it real. Marvin's cool beans. Reed may be the next Debo. No, Reed is more of a pure receiver than Debo. Whereas Debo, you can kind of mix and utilize in the different ways. You can utilize Debo in the backfield. You can utilize Debo to stretch the field. Debo has more dynamics to him as a player that he's able to do. Debo, I'm not trying to compare myself to any NFL player. Debo is a lot like Robbie. Debo's a lot like how I got utilized as a receiver in high school and in semi-pro. You know, whereas Reed, you're 9 times out of 10 going to see Reed line up out there as a wideout. Hold on, the homie Gator just shot me a text. My apologies. Let me get Gator on here. He wants to join the AMA. So we're going to get Gator up in here real fast. One moment. Just give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. Okay, so we'll probably get him on stream here momentarily. Yo, Jameis Winston does. All right, let's bring that up. Let's bring this up. Jameis Winston 100% clip farms. 100 fucking percent clip farms. You cannot convince me. All right, there is. You tell me who clip farms harder, Jameis Winston or Agent? If you know Agent, the streamer, Agent stays clip farming. Ray clip farms. Jameis Winston clip farms harder than Ray. Hold up. I wouldn't be too concerned about Jennings. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Like, Jennings is gonna step out there. He's gonna pop out and show niggas. Like, for real. Lakers 1-0. Capitals have some aura. Dodgers in the series. Commanders reign supreme. Bros teams are on to something. Finally. One moment. They got Tom Wilson playing for Canada at the Fourth Nation face-off. I'm dead. I didn't even watch Puck today. I haven't tuned into Puck. I'll probably watch some Puck after this, honestly. I watched the Lakers game last night. Yo, Kinetic is nice. Thanks for all the helpful answers. Agree with everything you mentioned about Purdy and Goff. I think the Lions go run heavy. To give you context, I have Amon-Ra and now Jawan Jennings starting stack. Then I go with a Detroit stack. I'm gonna be honest. I go with the Detroit stack. I look at film and I can't be convinced or swayed out of that stack, especially given the offense. Even if they choose to go run heavy, let's say they don't go run heavy until like middle of the third quarter. Like, I think that they open up with the pass just to hurry up, put the points on the board, run it up so that Detroit can hurry up and say, all right, let's bench our guys and get them some rest. So I still roll with, I feel like Detroit scored so many points to where even if Goff gets benched, even if Gibbs, Monty, Amon-Ra, it's gonna be a thing. And then Amon-Ra is really gonna go off because there's no Jameson Williams. There's no JMO for like a couple weeks because of the Peds. You know what I'm saying, Mega? Like, JMO got popped with steroids, which I think that realistically was just residual steroids that were left over from him healing. And, make sure he could get back up to speed for this year. Not saying that I advocate for steroid usage, because we know that I definitely don't. I've never popped, like, in my time in semi-pro, and I've never popped positive. I've never, but I'm not saying I advocate it, but JMO out for only 2 weeks. Like, this is your 2 weeks to get all the work out of Amon-Ra. This is your 2 weeks to get all the work out of Laporta, bro. Like, give me the Lions to the air to go the fuck off and get to go out there, get it done early, and then keep my players safe for my next fantasy matchup. Because, like, I've been doing that a lot lately. Where, like, I'm gonna play the guys that, Saquon last week. Saquon was 13 yards away from his career in-game rushing total, rushing record, and literally was like, let the young bulls feast. I still won that matchup, but I'm okay with having Saquon be like, I'm not even gonna risk it. Let me rest up, let the young bulls eat, and I'm gonna come back, and do my thing again next week. Like I like that shit. You trying to hype up your 1-6 teammate, 1-7. Yeah. I'm kind of mad that Jameis did that. But at the same time, I'm not, because Jameis is going to be Jameis. Like, if I was Jameis, I would have been like, fuck the Predator. Bro, you should never got caught with harassment cases. You should never got caught with assault cases, type shit. So part of me is mad because of the way that I personally would have talked my shit. He gave a media-trained answer. I feel it's controversial. I don't care if he's my teammate, bro. Like, I really don't care. You're my teammate because this team chose to pay you. You're my teammate because I'm forced to be teammates with you because this organization brought you in. Just because you're my teammate doesn't mean I have to agree with the shit that you do off the field. So I don't like the whole thing. Forgot about the recent suspension. RIP. I play wide receiver and corner. Mostly corner. Hey, chill. Watson was not guilty. Injury wishing is childish. I'm not wishing injury. I'm not wishing injury, but I'm also not feeling bad for injury. I don't agree with it, but a lot. I know a lot hate him. I'm not wishing injury, and I didn't wish injury. But what I will say is you have enough cases against you, and you still have cases building against you. Even when you literally pay off a case, another case gets brought up against you. You did something. Something happened. For me, I'm a very big moral high ground person. So to imagine myself to imagine myself as a football player, what it takes to be a football player and the discipline and the standard that you're held to. This is the way I was coached. I'm going off of how I was coached. I'm going off of how I was raised. You know, grew up without a dad. So a lot of my coaches were my father figures. I can't be on a team like my coaches would suspend a guy or they would drop a guy. You know, we had a player get caught with substances, you know, get caught with steroids, and he never played football again. I can't, there's certain things that I can't get behind because of a program that I played for. You know, as a football player, it's a right to be a football player. It's a privilege to be a football player. Yeah, Watson is definitely not the player he was in Texas. I think it's more about Brown's organizational desperation rather than being correct off the field. That I do agree with. Just me, like I said, just me and how it's brought up. Bro, you got to do the right things on and off the field in order to play this game. Like, in order, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say that I'm better than anybody because I have my sins and I have my you know, troubles that I've gone through. You know, I've dealt with the law. I've never dealt with the law in that manner, though, to that degree. So I mean, yeah, like that's the way that's just the way that I feel, you know, personally. Yeah, if there's 30 people accusing you, you don't need to. Yeah, exactly. Harrison Buckner did his shit at a, like, bro, that ain't even, yeah. Deshaun Watson's not even startable, so like it doesn't even matter for all of us here. For all of us here, J-Mo in his Will Fuller era, it does give Will Fuller vibes, doesn't it? I love that comparison. I highly like that comparison. Yeah, and that I do agree with. I do agree. It's not different from the Robert Kraft situation, but Kraft is a billionaire. And white and old. So, you know. I'd run through a wall if Winston was my teammate. I agree. Because even if I'm wrong, you're gonna defend me. Oh, bro, I'll go out there and I'll perform for you. You're a man that's about the team. No matter what, you're about the team. You're a company man. Not one of them came back guilty. It was technically if you settle, that is a guilty verdict. In more times than not, if you settle, you did something. You did something. Diddy settled with Cassie, and then we got a video 2 months later where he dragged her out of an elevator. You did something. Cassie also took Diddy's offer. And then we saw the truth. You did something. Something happened. Was AB better than Tyreek? Off the field or on the field? We're doing this tonight. We're really getting into this type of shit tonight. We're going as controversial as possible is what I feel like this episode is going towards. AB, if it wasn't for the off the field shit, would be a Hall of Famer. Let's just be realistic. Let's be realistic. AB would be a Hall of Famer if he didn't. screw up. I want to shout out AB though. Because he did apologize to Brady about the rumors and stuff. With Brady's wife, you know. And I want to also salute Tom. The way that Tom handled it. I don't know if you guys saw that conversation that leaked. I'm not. That was a very mature thing by Antonio Brown. That was very, very, very mature. I hope that it comes from a sincere place because all things that AB said in that, and it's something that he hasn't said before, were very true statements. So I think that AB is saying it from a place of, yo, I've been getting help and I've been going to therapy and I've been doing better. And that's really all that matters. Like, go to therapy, do better, get better. They don't sponsor this show, but shout out BetterHelp. Like, you know, actually, you should go to real therapy, but still, you know, I know dude's not a saint. I ain't even saying all that, but 30 and not one of them try because you also have to realize too that, like, I mean, okay, fine, you're gonna give me a shit ton of money. Like, let me take what I could get. Controversy Wednesday, I'm dead. Yo, I've met Mike Vick. Mike Vick has shown love to this channel, bro. Mike Vick has shown love to this channel. Yeah, I do. Like, as someone that loves dogs and has dogs and is, you know, I've had a puppy rescue clinic. I had my papers and everything. That was a business I used to run when I was in Virginia. Like, yeah, because Michael Vick repented for you know those things and those sins. Like, I can forgive anyone if you show that you're willing to change. Watson just settled a fucking case 2 weeks ago. Just got hit with a new case 2 weeks ago and was quick to settle. I can't get behind that. Looking back, the Gruden phone call Instagram post, that was one of the funniest, most unexpected things for him. That was really original too. Nobody dared him to do that. No, like Gruden was off the walls, bro. Gruden was on that Snyder shit. He was on that Dan Snyder type shit, bro. Like, Gruden was lockstep with that type of behavior. No, I don't think he's saying like that, but I'm just saying, like, you can't just be like, oh, well, they were found innocent. Nah, bro, something happened. Like, you know, and I think that after multiple allegations, you kind of just have to accept that some shit went down. Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? I mean, dilly. I am going back and I'm watching that Detroit versus Minnesota film. Detroit defense looks like they're definitely about to tear up for real. Nino, what's up, Nino? Gang. Oh, bro, I've been living life, bro. I've been good. Gruden the groomer, I'm dead. That joke is so good. That is such a punchline. Nah, don't take it personal. Leafs is just trolling. Gruden does not need a job. Gruden does not need a job. You realize that Gruden's coaching scheme is outdated, right? Super outdated. That scheme does not work, bro. He understands football. Don't get me wrong. Great football mind. Outdated coaching scheme. Ladies and gentlemen, Gator J.
I didn't get there fast enough for you to cheers me, so I figured I'd cheers myself.
My bad.
For some reason, my Bluetooth keeps cutting out, so it's gonna be one of those nights.
Yeah, I feel that. Don't worry. Yeah, better as a TV personality. I like him actually better on social media when he's breaking down shit. I don't need to see Gruden on TV, to be honest. Lisa, I'm just out of pocket like that. I'm dead. I think not being in the NFL can help a coach adjust. Gooden could be a good bridge coach. I don't think that the NFL right now is a tolerant. Really, the NFL right now is too volatile for anyone. Like, now let's remove the Gruden name out of it, right? I don't think the NFL right now is ready for there to really be a bridge type of situation. Everyone in the attitude of the league as a whole right now is go and get the fuck after it. Like, this is not like the previous last 2 years where we talk about teams being willing to tank. I don't think that you're getting that emotion the same. Like, we're seeing teams that are down in the dumps, down in the dungeon, going out there and being willing to still try and succeed. So I don't think that is fair to kind of. This season doesn't give me bridge quarterback, bridge coach, bridge GM type of feels. This season is 2025 is approaching. I have a window to strike where I can get towards something. Oh shit. Teams that have not been well over the last 5 years are now doing well. I think the NFL's attitude right now is strike while the iron's hot. And I think, and I can say that for mostly all 32 teams.
Yeah, there's a couple teams out there that I would think that possibly looking for a bridge.
Yeah,
whether it's player or coach.
I don't know. I don't think that with today's NFL, I don't think that you can use the same philosophy. Like this is, and after years of covering the league,
I mean, the Giants are still fucking garbage. Carolina,
well, the Giants already came out and said John Mora already came out.
So what they did is just write the death sentence of everybody that's on that staff, including the GM. That's coach speak. That's coach speak. Let's be honest, Robbie. That's coach speak. Because when you look at what all jokes aside, even in Hard Knocks, what's his name? Cheyenne or Shane or whatever you say, the GM for the Giants. His son even told him in Hard Knocks, you only get this job once. It's not hard. Go get Jaden Daniels. I know that would suck for you as a
right.
I almost said Redskins. That would suck for you as a Commanders fan. But seriously, though, the Giants are not historically, they're not a team that's going to go out there and just be mediocre or ass. And they've been mediocre or ass here lately. That's usually reserved for the other side of New York, the Jets fans. That's usually reserved for them.
No. I mean, like I said, that I can agree with. Like I said, I don't. When I look at all 32, this is the one season where I can't bring in the term bridge this or bridge that into the fold, because even the teams that are sucking, I look at their coaching situations, I look at their GM situations, I'm like, fuck, this might be the 1 year where just everyone is just so smart to where you can fuck up making a move. You can legitimately fuck up making a fire right now. I look at the Jets. You just brought the Jets. I look at the Jets and I look at what Salah being with the Packers this morning. You fucked up. You did that. Aaron Rodgers got rid of Aaron Rodgers. Literally, the most toxic shit ever in the NFL right now is Salah picking up the phone and being like, "Yo, I just got dumped by your ex. Can I come and chill with you? And then hook it
Yes.
up with Aaron Rodgers.
Can we Netflix and chill?
Bro!
No, listen. I will add this. And I just want to. I want to go back to what Mega Brick was just asking there about Gruden. I know. I've met Gruden a couple of different times, being down in Tampa.
I've met Jay.
This is how I feel about. This is how I feel about John. The only way he's coming back into the league, coming off of what he's gone through, which was horrible, no matter what, no matter how you twist it, it was horrible. The only way he would walk back into a situation, he would have some control, more control than he had when he was with the Raiders.
Please,
but
God,
that's what that. But
no,
that
God,
I get it.
God, no,
I get it. But that's what I'm saying is I also know the personality of both him and Jay. Jay and John are both. I want control.
Not doing that. Not doing that.
If you're not willing to do it, you're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? But that's the philosophy. I know that that's the way it's going to go.
Yeah, no, I'm not. There's. I grew up watching the Old Guard. That was all the film study that I did.
But that's the reason. You and I both come from that military background. I was actually having a conversation about this the other day about the order in which the order of command, right? Yep. You don't go to your boss. You don't go to your boss's boss without talking to your boss first. Period. The fucking end, right? Well, that's kind of the structure. Is you with either Jay or John, you're sitting there. You're removing 3 layers of people. It's him and then the owner. Period. The end.
I don't think that Cohen leaves. I think you have a better chance of snagging Ben Johnson or Slowick after they get done on their run before you can get Liam. Liam is taking an extra year.
Especially as a Buccaneers.
I'm probably about to beat you. I'm probably about to beat you. Whatever. All right. I might beat you to what you're about to say. Gator. Liam Cohen's not taking another job because of what he's already proven to himself that he can do with the weapons that he has. So if he can get those weapons back again healthy, he's not leaving that team. He's not. It's the same. Liam gives me so much Ben Johnson vibes where Ben is like, bro, I'm fucking with you heavy, Dan Campbell. Yo, I'm right here with you. Yo, we're homies. You're my homie. All right, bet. Like, I'm rocking with you. Liam Cohen gives me that. I don't think that Liam is. I don't see the dishonesty. And I'm not calling it dishonest. I mean, if you're getting paid, you're getting paid, but
as Bucks fans, and you can go look at Twitter, Bucks Twitter. Listen, you've got an offensive coordinator that's getting paid $2.5 million, right?
Comfortably.
Todd Bowles, the head coach, is only getting paid $3 million. I'm telling you, as a Bucks fan,
they stay together as a team. There's no way they don't stay together as a team.
I would much rather have Cohen as the head coach. There is that possibility that he takes over this head coaching job within the next 2 years. Within the next 2 years, whether it's 2025 or 2026, Liam Cohen is the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm telling you right now, there ain't a price that the Glazers would not pay to keep him from going to fucking Jacksonville.
Hitting on Bobby Slowick is fucking preposterous. Arturo asks, my trade from Malik Neighbors and George Pickens for CD got vetoed. Do you agree? I don't agree.
No, veto should never fucking. I'll be real quick on this, Robbie. Veto should never be in a fucking in a league. That's ridiculous. CD, Malik, they're probably pretty similar. I'm assuming this is dynasty because it's Malik involved. And Pickens, no, you should not have got a veto. Would I have made the trade? No.
I would have I would have made the trade if I'm in possession of CD, right? Just because Dallas's offense isn't clicking. Hell, Dak can barely break 18 and a half fantasy fucking points in a game. So I would have made the trade if I was a CD manager, just because I personally would be done with CD. The shares I have of CD, I'm done with CD. I don't think that should have been vetoed. I think that your league is full of shit. They need to take a ruler, remeasure their cock size, and just let you go out there and play fucking fantasy football, because that was some little dick energy type shit.
Yeah, Arturo, I will tell you this. Fuck that league. If it's a free league, for sure, leave. And if it's a paid league,
if it's a money league, make them fucking pay. Make them pay.
I would be asking for my fucking money back. It's a fucking pay. If it's a paid league, I'd be asking for my money back, because if it's a paid league, you can make any goddamn trade you should be allowed to make. Period the fucking end. There should be no goddamn vetoes in a paid league. Period the fucking end.
Even if there is, you make them pay for that, because that honestly is a fair trade.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying it's not fair. I would not make the trade. I would be wanting to keep CD. Yes, I understand Dak, the issues that Dak and that offensive line is having right now. I still want CD over Malik. I think Malik is going to absolutely be a stud. Don't get me wrong. I'm still tying Malik to Daniel Jones, even if it is for 1 or 2 more weeks. Dak Prescott has proven that, yes, through the fantasy season, I'm not talking about fucking playoffs. We ain't talking playoffs. Not playoffs. We're talking about through the fantasy regular season. Dak has always proven to get his guy the ball. There is nobody else on that team.
But he's
doesn't
not
matter. There is nobody else on that fucking team.
The man cannot even break 18 fucking fantasy points, bro.
Doesn't matter. Fucking CD's breaking them, so it doesn't matter what Dak's doing. Dak's not breaking because of fucking interception.
Of that situation, I want
CD, and I'm fine.
Before it gets worse, I want out.
We can 100% disagree on CD Lamb
or
on Dak Prescott. That's fine. That trade is 100% fair, no matter which side you're fucking on.
Fair. It's fair.
There's no reason for that bitch to be vetoed. Period. The end.
No.
Fuck that league. Out.
Your teammates
CDs, that's what I'd be saying.
Yep, exactly. No, like you can clip what we just said and send it to your fucking league. They're bitches. Sorry. I got offended by it.
Well, that's the funny part, Robbie, right? Is I'm on one side of the trade, you're on the other. We both agree it's a fucking fair trade.
Yeah.
There is no sense for that shit to be vetoed. That right there is a commissioner that shouldn't be a fucking commissioner.
Exactly. Like even the commissioner.
All right, moving on.
Fair. Demario Douglas has an absurd 40.5 target share when sharing the field with Drake May. Target share is an awesome stat.
Great stat.
Come back with those targets, please. Be productive with the targets. Yes, volume is king. Please be productive with the volume simultaneously. And that's my argument with DD and Drake May. I have no issues with Pop Douglas. I like Pop Douglas more so for what he can do for me from the special teams point of view. If I'm getting special teams points, you need to be in a really fucked up position at wide receiver to be putting Pop Douglas in.
I'll throw this in there. Just target share is what it is. But you know what's even more important than target share is how much time you're on the field. And guess who's on the field 20% more than Pop? Keyshawn Boutte.
And I think they're going to get him more involved. I think they're going to get him more involved. The thing with Demario Douglas is that Demario Douglas is so great against man coverage that, and when you're playing New England, well, it's so easy to play this offense. Guess what I'm going to do? Yeah, I see what Leaf just posted.
Yeah.
But like playing against that New England offense as a defender, knowing that no one can hold my fucking jock strap at the end of the game, fuck playing zone. You're not complex enough to where I have to play zone. I'll just play you,
Right.
man. Sure, Pop gets 2 off.
But is he separating? And I don't know the answer to this. Is he separating?
I do have the answer
Is
to
he
that. Hang on. I have the answer to it. I have a graph.
You have a graph.
I have a big ass graph.
I'm leaving that alone.
I have every fucking player scouted.
Again, leaving that alone.
But here's the thing: this graph is also misleading because this is against single man. Hold on. I'm looking. I have to look through every fucking player's name. Oh, you can't see it, but I have to look through like every player's name. All right, so even still, like Pop isn't doing what he normally does against single man, which is where he specializes. Hold on. I'm trying to see how much
while you're looking that up. I just want to throw these stats at you right quick because I 100% agree with what Lisa's saying here. Snaps, snap share over routes run over target share is kind of how I feel, right? And that's kind of where I want to be because if you're on the field, that's more opportunity.
He hasn't ran 75% of routes. He hasn't ran 75 routes against. Okay, wait, never mind. I got Demario Douglas. Demario Douglas can get it on typical, can get a whole yard of separation.
Which is a mile when it comes to the NFL.
If he faces man coverage, 4%, that's a little bit over 4% of the time. It has to be like 4.5%, 5% of the time. And that's the only so basically you're talking. So when we talk boom or bust rate, his boom is not that high. You're banking on a boom. You're banking on a boom.
I'll throw these 3 players at you, and I'm using 2 weeks ago against Houston, where it's a very good defense that you're playing. Douglas, 62% snap share. Okay. Butte, 83% snap share. And then Kendrick Bourne, 52% snap share. So he's basically Kendrick Bourne right now.
Pretty much. They're all in the same category, but that's because
that's all with Drake May now.
That's all because defenses aren't scared.
Well, nobody's scared of the New England offense.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even like, a fair conversation. Jacob, want the Fanta? Don't you want the? Jacob Fanta asked, should I trade DJ Moore for Nico Collins at 6-1 with Amari, Puka, Wandale, Mooney, Hopkins as my other receivers? I have a better strategy for you. I would wait to see what happens with Hopkins. Like, y'all remember Not Like Us? Sometimes you got to pop out and show niggas. I want to see Hopkins pop out and show first. Then I want to sell high. Because with Hopkins, I can now design. This is the lawyer in me coming out. I'm sorry, I'm birthday.
Wait, I didn't know you had a law degree. You got a law degree? Holy fuck!
I have a criminal justice degree, but my dad is a lawyer.
Well, I mean, it's fucking the same thing, right?
Yeah, my dad is a lawyer. Here's where
there we fucking go. I knew we had a fucking.
We did the power of persuasion is strong within this one. Here's where my powers of persuasion come in. Is if Hopkins goes off, I'm moving Hopkins as a sell high because I'm using the argument that, well, he's part of a KC offense and it's Andy Reid and it's da-da-da-da and da-da-da. And I'm embellishing on every statistic that I can put out to go ahead and push that right now, especially when we talk about you being 6-1. I don't want my followers that are above 500 making risky trades that they don't need. It sounds like DJ Moore has been a guy. So why should we get rid of a guy that's doing the job for us? You know what I mean? That guy's earned his spot on your team. You got to treat it like the real NFL. Hopkins hasn't earned a spot on your team. Wandell's been high and low. Puka's been injured. Amari's now on a new team, and we've yet to see him fully unfold, which I think that Amari's going to outdo Devontae this week. I would be willing to maybe exercise any of those other pieces, but the strongest piece.
I'll make it real quick. No, you don't make this trade. Don't fix what is not broken. Nico Collins is still out for another 2 weeks, at least another 2 weeks. Then he's going to be back for 2 weeks, and then he's on a bye. Why are we making this trade? Stop it. Don't overthink it.
McMillan.
It's McMillan.
It's McMillan.
Actually, it's Kate Otten.
I mean, well, okay. I mean, yeah, but all right. Like,
that's who the guy.
I'm going to be biased. No, I'm going to be biased.
And they proved that. They proved that in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Which is why Kate Otten's been getting the volume and so on and so forth. But hear me the fuck out.
McMillan is my dude, though, and you know that, so you're not going to hurt my feelings by saying McMillan's going to get 1,000 yards over the next 7 weeks.
I've seen so much of these two with Baker and McMillan just chilling. How you and I shoot the shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I've seen so much of these two like being homies without the ball being involved, where I know for a fact that once they get on the field, they can really tear up. It's gonna happen. It's gonna. You can't, bro. Remember when Baker dressed up as what's his name? Gus Schwazy, and he did the Amazon Prime shit where he pranked the Tampa Bay fans. Who was he throwing the dimes to? It was he was just fucking around with Jason McMillan, with Jalen McMillan. McMillan is gonna go off this week. I'm telling y'all right now, McMillan is gonna go off. I'm letting y'all know. It's a thing. Yeah, McMillan was playing on the outside when Godwin was in the slot. I don't think it's Rachaad White, bro. I think McMillan's about to really pop out of show. I really do wholeheartedly think that. Like, personally. And maybe that's me being biased towards the film study. But I even see things right that McMillan, I see off the ball work with McMillan where I'm like, oh my God.
I'm telling you right now, McMillan will be playing the slot. We'll put Shepard on the outside. McMillan's going to play the slot. Remember what he did at Washington in the slot. The only reason he has not excelled right now is because he's having to fight Mike Evans. Why would you put fucking McMillan in Mike Evans' spot? But McMillan in Washington, when he was in the slot, was like a 90% catch rate. I'm telling you right now, this stud muffin is fixing to be all over everybody's faces. I tried to tell you all in the offseason, go get McMillan, get him over Jalen Pope. Don't sweat the small things. He was injured last year. Go get Jalen McMillan. I preached it. I prayed it. I'm telling you right now, if you didn't get Jalen McMillan, you are the problem.
This is the year of expect the unexpected. We've preached this. Shout out to my homie, to my Tuesday night co-host Taco. We literally named an episode of Goal Line Goons, Expect the Unexpected. Has that been a theme enough all year? Expect the unexpected. McMillan is gonna go. I got McMillan for 21 fantasy points this week. 21.
Okay.
I'm not gonna get overzealous and drop 30. Give me 21.
Overzealous to me. I mean, you're You're talking.
He's flexible. He's a flex play for sure.
Oh, dude, that's wide receiver 2 range.
What's time about saying 21?
You're talking about somebody that's going to get a minimum of 85 yards and a tutty.
Off of 6 catches, he's going to get 6. He's going to get 6.
Ooh. Well, that jumps the number up.
He's going to get 6.
That jumps the number up. So,
I don't hate it. He'll have 2 first downs, a touchdown, and 85 yards.
Okay, going up against Atlanta, who not the best defense, but they are not the worst, especially secondarily. They've got a good secondary, so we'll see. I mean, you look back at a couple weeks ago, where the Bucs played in Atlanta. What did he have a couple weeks ago in Atlanta? He had that was the week he was out. That was the week he was out. So Sterling Shepard though had a decent night. Nothing crazy, but it did get that touchdown. That could be Jalen McMillan's touchdown right there.
Bro, hold on. I just saw this saw this question in the chat. What are your thoughts on Chubb with Winston now? Looking back at data, running backs haven't historically been good with him, but they're also not Chubb at skill. Here's the thing: as of 9 hours ago, play calling got turned over to Ken Dorsey from Stefanski.
Oh, that's a fucking plus.
Is it really?
It can't be fucking any worse.
I'm gonna take a shot because fuck the whole thought process.
It can't be worse. It cannot be worse.
Like, all right, Ken, I love you, because you're in Buffalo and you did some okay things. But you also suppress the passing abilities of Josh Allen during that same tenure, even while Allen had Stephon Diggs. So for me to trust you, I'm gonna be honest, it sounds asinine. That's the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. If your result wasn't that great, Ken, while you're with Buffalo, what the fuck makes me think that you're going to be able to do it with Cleveland? And I'm not trying to be a dick. Like, I think that Chubb is productive. We type in Cedric Tillman, hello, baby. Cook had a great running back season last year with Buffalo with Ken Dorsey calling plays. But it could have been better. The problem is that Ken Dorsey can't open up the passing game as much. Like, how are you going to open up the passing game, Gator? Who the fuck do you have to open up the pass game to make the run prevalent? So your only option, realistically, in my opinion, is to run the ball.
Okay. This is the problem I have, is that everybody looks at Jameis and it's like, and by no means am I a huge Jameis fan. By no means. However, everybody wants to look at Jameis like he's just a passing quarterback. Well, you know why he's just a passing quarterback? I'll give you the fucking reason. The year that everybody wants to talk about, the 30 for 30 year, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. Guess who his running backs were this year? On Tampa, that was 2018, by the way. You had the likes of Jaquez Rogers, Jari Umbawagle, Ronald Jones in his rookie year. And guess who the fucking starter was? Peyton fucking Barber. It wasn't Mike Allstott. It wasn't fucking anybody. It was nobody. It was anybody and everybody. So stop with Peyton, Winston not giving the ball to the running back. Because he will give the ball to the running back if he has one.
Here's what I'll say.
But there's no running back.
Here's what I'll say. Too much has happened in the last week with the Browns. And the Browns aren't an organization that is very good at bouncing back from controversy. They've always had locker room issues whenever something comes awry. I'm not trying to say that those things affect fantasy, because you're going to have some analysts that are like, that doesn't matter. Mental health doesn't matter. Or da-da-da. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Like, if it affects a player, it affects you. So I'm going to first start with that, because before anyone is like, Robbie's about to talk about, how the Browns locker room can respond and follow leadership. Motherfucker, I don't think, as good of a leader and as aspiring as Winston is, I'm not elevating anyone from that Browns roster. This whole Cedric Tillman hype is beyond me. Nick Chubb is going to be profitable because it's forced. It's forced. It's going to be forced. Njoku, because
Njoku, that's the one person that I would raise up. That's the only person I would raise up on this offense.
But that's about it. Like,
yeah,
I don't give a fuck about any other pass catcher, bro. I don't care about this offense. I want to abandon this offense as a whole. If it's not Chubb, if it's not Njoku, don't talk to me about the Browns.
Unless you're in a Superflex league, then Winston's viable.
Yeah, I miss Rojo. Those were good days. Like, no, bro, God. Like straight up, I can't occupy myself with I was watching Browns film earlier today because I was like, let me start off with the most boringest shit.
Damn, why do you watch that daytime drama bullshit?
Yeah, it was fucking awful. like I was like, let me start off the day, like, just trying to like get into like the ease of things, like get into the ease of the shift. Started watching Browns film at like 9 this morning. And no, I can't invest into this. If I have Browns, I'm trying to get rid of all of them.
Just glad you didn't try to call me at fucking 9 and tell me you were watching Browns film. I'd have fucking hung up.
I wouldn't have blamed you for hanging up. I would have.
Hey, good. What's going on? I'm watching Browns film. Clink.
Click. Oh, okay. Yeah, fuck you.
Nope.
I think that anyone will want Bobby Slowick. I don't know many teams that will say no to that. Straight up. Njoku had wrestling training from the GOAT and still not putting it to use. We have about a minute left. Like, we literally have a minute left. So, anybody have any other questions remaining?
I like Slowick. He might be the new head coach of the Carolina Panthers tomorrow. I don't know.
No, I think they give Canales some more time, but I wouldn't be shocked if what all we're hearing about. I feel like the Patriots need to give Mayo some more time. I wouldn't be shocked if he goes to Tennessee. If I'm Tennessee, I'm like, let's do something different. If I'm Tennessee, I'm burning it all down. I'm burning it all down and rebuilding, bro. I'm gonna be straight up. I don't even care if they just got like new coordinators or anything. I'm burning it all down if I'm Tennessee. Straight the fuck up. If I'm Jacksonville, I'm definitely like, oh, yo, Bobby, what's good, bro? Oh, the Texans snagged Devin White. That's not a bad. That's a really good pickup for the Texans. He actually fits that. He actually fits that defensive scheme.
Fuck Devin White.
I think that he fits.
So why we let him go? And then now the Eagles have fucking walked away from him. So yeah, good luck.
Alexander Madison is going to dud out. Do not let that stat fool you. Do not let that stat fool you. Straight up. Only 6 RBs.
This is somebody that's averaging. He's averaging like 10, 11 points for fantasy. In this running back economy.
Shit.
I'm just looking at it right now. I just want to double check.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he's averaging like Alexander Madison's averaging like 11.5, 12 points for fucking fantasy right now. And this running back economy right now,
he's viable. No, he becomes part of the conversation.
Yes. Yes. And here's the thing. Here's the thing for me is that, yeah, he's at that 50, 60% snap share, but he's only getting that 10, 11 plays or, touches per game. Give him fucking more touches, especially with what they've got going on at quarterback and now not having any wide receivers outside of Brock Bowers. Give him more touches.
I feel like Matt definitely loves Bobby Slowick. Like, you're crazy if you're a Texas fan and you don't enjoy what Bobby Slowick has done for you. Like, I'm gonna be at that point, you're just being ungrateful. At that point, you're just being ungrateful. He was great last year. We'll see. We're seeing. Why are we panicking? What has he done this year that has been so bad that we need to fucking put an indictment on Bobby Slowick?
Okay, so here's the problem. And I'll just
personal team bias, being too fucking biased about your own team that you can't just have a big picture outlook.
Yes, 100%. Because they saw what CJ Stroud did last year and completely expected him to grow from that. Well, guess what? There is a such thing as regression. Not only that, but
it's
you
not
also
regression.
have a
Defenses no.
You have but you have a defensive-minded head coach. Winning fucking football games for the Texans is way more important. Look, I said this the other night, and I'll say it again. Yes, the Texans lost a tight one against the Green Bay Packers this past Sunday. I expect them to be in very, very many more games just like that, but be on the other side of that. I expect them to get W's in those games and not L's.
Bro, if you're not willing to
89 yards for fucking CJ Stroud last week is an anomaly.
Yeah, if you're not willing to have Luke Getsky, don't comment about what Slowick has done. Let's if you're not willing to do it, Nathaniel Hackett, let's not comment about what Slowick has done. Because Slowick is winning games. Ryans is winning games. The Texans are winning games. That's clearly a good staff. So I'm not going to hate on a staff that's doing good. Slowick would run circles around Getsky for fucking days. Exactly. You have Bill O'Brien. You're in a good position right now. Like, there's no need to even be letting Aiden tempt you with any other thought process other than how great you have it right now. Press Taylor Peterson.
You Texans fans right now, and I'm going to point this right at you, Matt. I think it's Matt.
They're not the same level as Getsky because Trevor Lawrence has better stats than Patrick Mahomes, so they're not the same level as Getsky.
I'm telling you, Matt. Look into my eyes. Stop it. Stop it now. You're fine. Houston Texans are fine. 2 Super Bowl rings in the next 4 years, you'll be fucking fine, and you'll be like, oh, my God, I can't believe I was complaining about this team.
Luckily, we have hit the point where we're good to go.
We got to get out of here, don't we?
Yeah. Y'all are insane tonight. We've got a controversial night. We talked about so much.
Robbie, I've got to jump off here. The wife is calling. I appreciate you.
Hold up. We're about to jump off together.
Jump on.
We're jumping off together.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls. What it do. Dilly dilly. We love you guys. We appreciate you. We will see you mañana.
Holy shit.